Many of us hate dealing with cords, especially when it comes to our audio video system. We have cords dangling everywhere. Thankfully, the cell phone industry has done a little bit with that with the wireless charging, but cord management when it comes to PCs or those of us who build PCs is still an issue. Thankfully, Asus is doing something about that. Mass production of Asus GPUs without power cables to begin late this year. Yes, you read that. Asus will be developing graphics cards that will not have the power cord traditionally we're used to within it. It will just have a special connector. But this article does dive into that, so let's dive into this article. But before I do that, if you are new to this channel and enjoy this type of content, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and hit that like button as well. Alright, let's dive into this article. Mass production of Asus's GPUs without power cables to begin later this year. This is a story out of techspot.com. The big picture. At Computex in May, Asus showed a custom graphics card that receives power directly from the motherboard instead of through cables. The company displayed the unique setup again at a recent event in Shanghai while further establishing its plans to bring the new design to the market. Asus has confirmed its intentions to start manufacturing a cableless GeForce RTX 47 later this year, suggesting it will be available globally either around the end of 2023 or early 2024. The GPU will be available in black and white variants. Cable management can be a real annoyance when building a custom PC. Yes, I know there's plenty of you out there who are probably watching this that have built PCs, especially if you have either a smaller case or you have a number of peripherals, multiple graphics cards, multiple SSDs or whatever inside your case. The cord management can be very hectic. You have to push cables around and slide cables here, try to bundle them together just to try to get all your cables in a good management situation. Having at least one less cable is a good start with having this graphics card from Asus that does not have a power cable. Let's continue with the article. And recent instance with the RTX 4090 having proven that power cables can be dangerous after dozens of cases of the flagship's card's power adapters burning and melting. Yes, you remember that probably about a month or two ago where Nvidia's card was actually burning up. The power cord was melting, so not Asus, but Nvidia's resolution to that was to limit the voltage for one, and then they actually came out with an update to the connector design, so they did fix that problem. But that just adds more fuel to the fact that we need to do something about cables. Nvidia had to update the connector design. One possible culprit is how the cables bend at the point of connection. So a GPU without cables would likely give builders one less thing to worry about. Yes, that will be a great start because obviously when you're bending the cables, you're bending the cord in there, which could cause some friction on the actual mechanics itself, which could lead to some of the issues that Nvidia was having. Asus unveiled such a solution at Computex, a graphics card that receives power directly through a new port on a custom motherboard, and I'll show you some pictures later on so you can get a good look at that. The video channel EIXA Studio got another look at the GPU and motherboard at the Bilibili World 2023 exhibition in Shanghai, China, noting that the motherboard's power supply indicator LEDs and the fact that it delivers up to 600 watts of power. The hardware vendor hasn't mentioned intentions to bring the new power connection method to other cards or motherboards, suggesting that the upcoming release aims to probe consumer interest in ditching power cables. Well, I can tell you right off the top that this will be something that a lot of people who are in custom building would be interested in. And then if you could just spark the revolution of implementing or on board or on device power cable, or getting your power directly from the motherboard itself, where you can reduce or actually eliminate the number of cables in your case, that will be a huge win. And I know a lot of people like to show off how their builds look. If you could just hide the cables all together and then just show off the stuff that you want, that will be a big win. So I know for a fact that this will jump over. I think a lot of people would like to have to reduce their cables in their case. So I don't even know why they're even hesitating. Just market it right now. I think a lot of other manufacturers will start to get on board as well. If successful, it could be the beginning of a new standard, which would make cable management at least slightly easier. However, it is unclear why Asus chose the RTX 47 to debut the new design. It doesn't really matter to me. I think it's probably a little bit more affordable. I wouldn't go with the 4090, that's a more expensive card, but going with a lower budget card just to get it out there and test the waters, that's a better move. The cableless GPU's obvious downside is that using it requires a new motherboard, so it currently only makes sense for customers intending to build a new PC. Furthermore, users who purchase a combo could face an uncertain upgrade path afterward. If Asus eventually makes cable-free variants of more power-hungry cards like the 4090 or the Radeon RX 79 XTX or future flagships, upgrading to that chip would mean upgrading the motherboard with a higher cableless delivery wattage limit. So it's unclear whether the custom motherboard supports GPUs with conventional power connectors as well. Yeah, so actually the motherboard, the special motherboard, it was a special motherboard that they showed up at Computex. It's of Intel Z790. So it still had the traditional power cables that you could connect that to if you did not want to go the wireless route or the cableless route. So I think motherboards will have that option going forward. It will give you the option to do both. So as far as like upgrading to higher power limits, I can understand that would be an issue. Like if you need a power or a device or a GPU that requires more than 600, then you have to get another motherboard along with the GPU to upgrade that. But those are some of the L's that come along with, you know, doing custom PC builds. When it's time to upgrade, you do usually have to upgrade maybe another part or two that goes along with that. But if you haven't built a PC in, you know, a few years, considering when this will come out, probably again 23, 24, you probably might want to wait to see before you start building to see if this becomes more available. I am actually looking to build a PC, but having seen this, I don't know. I'll have to see. Maybe I'll just hold off and just see what happens. But I am very interested in this. So, but let's go on here. So here's just another picture. This is just a connector. It looks similar to what the traditional PCI slot that you would put in, but it's just a little smaller connector there. Yeah, it was the Intel Z790 motherboard that was a special custom one. Obviously this is not available now, but I would assume that these motherboards will become available once this graphics card starts shipping out. So here's another look at it right there. You can see this slot right here. That's your normal slot right there, but that's the special power connector right there. And this one here this is the motherboard here with that's your regular slot here, and right there that is where your slot will be. That's where you will put the power at, and on the back side of it is where you have your traditional power cables for everything else. So if you wanted to still use traditional power, you could just go that route. I am actually overall very happy and very excited about the possibility of having a cordless GPU and eventually less cords or even no cords in my PC case. I am excited about that. I know some custom builders out there as well will also be excited, and I'm sure you will be excited. Now, this is not necessarily a quote from Yoda, but this is what Yoda would say. Begun the cord wars have. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. Are you excited about a potential cordless future for your PC? If you are interested in a cordless GPU or a cordless PC build, let me know down in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you once again for taking time out to watch this video. If you are new to this channel and enjoy this type of content, please do me a huge favor. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and hit that like button if you enjoy this type of content. Also, if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to soundsnerdy.com where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website soundsnerdy.com. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.